tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, to another edition of The Struggle is Real.
The struggle continues.
And we continue to struggle. We're grateful for the struggle because where there's struggle, there's also progress. So we're grateful to be able to do that, continue to work as hard as we can to make things happen. And we're grateful for just the privilege of being able to be with you all today as we transition to celebrate and prepare for our Men's Month and our Men's Day celebration. As you see behind me, let me go the right way. Right here, Men's Day. Our theme is God's men being faithful. Men of faith being faithful. And so we are preparing for Bishop John Bryant to come and minister on third Sunday in this month. But there are ongoing ministry moments for the men, the brothers, to continue to develop a fellowship and worship and in stewardship and in discipleship, most of all. We have brothers who are going to lead the Bible studies, the daily prayers, who will organize and talk about the ongoing work of the men's ministry in coming days, weeks, and months, and years, cast vision, and just kind of, really talk about what we want to do as brothers to make an impact in our church and in our community. So this is an exciting time to really kind of post-pandemic, but we're still in the pandemic, post-pandemic panic maybe, and then kind of really figure out, who we are and what we're going to do. Yeah. How you feeling about that, Brother Eddie?
It sounds like a good subject for us to talk and try to get our men in church to keep moving and working hard. And hopefully be a good turn. I hope they do good all this week. I won't be able to make the midday prayers because I'll be working, but I'm going to try to make Bible study Wednesday night. I will make Bible study. But anyhow, I think it's a good subject. God's men being faithful. So I never heard with Bishop, what is his name?
Bishop John Bryant.
Bishop John Bryant. I never heard of him before.
Yes, sir. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. It's actually my father's ministry.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's also one of the bishops of the AME Church.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's retired.
Exciting to hear then.
Yeah, he's an excellent man, excellent preacher. Yeah, he's definitely one of God's best. This would be one of the first times I've had him actually, where I've been blessed to minister and serve. So I'm excited about that as well.
All right.
Quite God's leader. I'm excited because I think that, again, we have a good foundation of brothers who are just doing the work of ministry like yourself. I know we were talking about doing several things. What have men's months or men's days been like in the past at St. Paul?
Well, we had some good men days. We didn't do the 100 men's in black like we used to do in July or end of June. But the Men's Day program used to turn pretty good. We raised fairly decent money. We taxed the members and everything. And they used to turn up pretty well about paying. So, but anyhow, use the service be good. Usually have a crowd too as well. But after the pandemic, things slowed down. But before the pandemic, yes, they were very good.
Yeah, we had to sort of manage the crowd, deal with dynamics of the crowd.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
don't want people to be sick and have all kind of other issues.
Yeah, and during that time too, we invited the local pastors around, so they bring them on with. So we used to have a church full of people there when they had the program.
I understand, and what would be some of the things that would happen as a result of the Men's Day or men's experience? Some things that would be a result of, would there be continuing activities or events or anything like that?
Well, I don't know exactly what, because I've never haven't been to one of the Men Day meetings, but one of the things we did about raising money is that the programs were paid for by business owners in the community. People just want to say something about the family or whatever the case may be. That was one of the ways we was able to do raise some great funds. Because I think some business people look for us to come here every year, and they would, and we had some people that will be willing to donate well.
So one of the biggest things you're saying is that the Men's Day was more of a fundraiser.
Well, yeah, it was more of a fundraiser. At that particular time, we all did good about paying our budget, but it helped keep funds going in the treasury and make sure we get the budget paid.
Right. I understand. Well, this year, we're hoping to do that and more. What kind of things, if you had to talk about men's ministry, what kind of things come to mind? Let's do with the theme real quick. When you said you like the theme, what was it? What does it bring to mind when you talk about God's men being faithful?
Brings to mind good men trying to do God's work. Brings to mind to me of men of integrity and want to see things move. And that reminds me of that, because for anybody to be faithful and be a godly person, they have to have some kind of integrity about it and will to work.
Yeah. Some kind of integrity and kind of being forthright and upfront.
Yes.
And just kind of above board and handling business in a way that's just and right.
Yeah. I wish a lot of the men of the church no matter what the problem is, still have faith in what was there. Can't just sit aside and say I ain't gonna do nothing. That's not a faithful person. You know what I'm saying? That's not a faithful person. You can't talk to me directly. I might get in trouble for talking this way, but you can't be a man of faith if you got doubts about things that's going around and not willing to work with programs. Because I work with programs that I didn't like, and I work with some I did like. So, the same thing in return. You may not like what's going on, but you got to work with it and see how well it's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go bad if you're not working with it.
Sure could. And I guess that's really what you just described is what it means to be faithful. Faithful means to be there no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if we don't agree with a certain thing or don't like a certain thing, what doesn't gel well with what we expect, we just kind of jump ship.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be faithful. That means we are there no matter what.
That's right.
Imagine if we just kind of jump ship when things got a little challenging with our marriages.
Well,
or, relationship. We just kind of checked out, left.
Well, sometimes you leave things go better, but myself, I've been part of things that I didn't like, but I was a part of it because I was part of the organization.
Of the team, right.
Yeah.
Now, I can see leaving if something's like unethical or ungodly, but if it's just a difference of opinion,
right,
and to do something that, I had a chance to voice my opinion, but the majority said something else, I'm going to go along with the majority and I'm a part of the team. I'm going to either reap the benefits or on the other hand, suffer the consequences.
Right. That's right.
Because I'm with.
Well, you
I'm
never
with-
know how anything turn out until you work with it and see how it's going to turn out. If you don't work with it, it will turn out bad. That's saying you work against
That's true.
what you like to see grow.
That's true. Because it's like you're taking away whatever benefit your participation would be to the
Right.
whole, to completing the whole thing.
And as a man of God, you're not showing a good example of being a godly man.
All right. It's kind of immature, isn't it? Kind of like, oh, they don't do it the way I want to do it, so I'm just going to leave.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, that's kind of immature. Unfortunately, it's a lot of times the way things are. People just kind of. But that's why we're raising the standard in Men's Month, because we're looking for godly men who have that kind of stick-to-it attitude and who will hang in there no matter what. And, who won't let themselves be distracted but remain focused.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. To me, that's ideal.
I think it's a good subject, and maybe a good. I hope the guest speaker will kind of bring it out and those men to listen, enlighten those men listen. Hopefully, it'll be something that might be for all of us.
I believe that'll be the case. I was thinking about the passage here, the scriptures out of 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 15, where it says, no accounting of this money was required from the construction supervisors because they were honest and trustworthy men.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a reconstruction of the temple in Jerusalem. And the king wanted the temple repaired. It had been sacked and destroyed. It seems as though these were the deported, the ones exiled who had come back, and they were repairing from exile. And they had the task of rebuilding and restructuring the temple. But for some time, the temple had been left in disarray. It was in rubbish, in a pile. And then there was, all of a sudden, the king wanted to restore it. The Spirit of God came upon the king and he wanted to restore it. So this was a work that was inspired by the Holy Spirit. And when he got the workers to do it, he was directive in terms of telling them what to do with the money.
Mm-hmm.
The people were given, and they were hiring people to work. It was a kind of a work source program for Jerusalem and Judea, and they went to work instead of, and so they had to separate the monies for that. It was kind of like being integrous with where the money was going, following direction and following through. Mm-hmm. And then this passage suggests that whatever directive they were given, they did it without trying to commingle the money or scam and scheme and keep some of it for themselves. And no one says that no accounting of this money was required. So it's like, we trust you to do what we said you're going to do with the money.
Right.
So that's part of the foundation of this theme, that money didn't corrupt, nor did power corrupt, or the prejudice corrupt. Some people would probably be tempted to steal that money because nobody was checking behind them. And because they were men of integrity, like you described, nobody checked behind them.
And those are men of faith, and they did what they were supposed to do. They spent the money, and that's great. You have that. You got a lot of that kind of service going on today. I guess I need to back up, but anyhow, we got a lot of service going on today where people be in charge of something, and
isn't that something? Always some type of scam or scheme or always getting in trouble for something.
Well, it's kind of hard to these days tell when a person's scheming. You got so many games and pulling on people today. It's a shame that a lot of older people at home get scammed for stuff. They don't realize until after the money's been taken. And it's sad we got people like that doing that. But we have more men of faith, we can stop that.
That's right. That's one of the things we got to be willing to do is put a stop to that and be integrous ourselves, not do it for a reason, but do it because it's from our hearts.
That's right.
And we want to be of service to our community. So yeah, we got to be, steadfast about that.
You know, that's a glorious thing when you watch a man doing something with his heart and not of his selfish being or whatever. It's good to see a man that's strong and of integrity and seeing things being done.
Right, right. I think it's also not just with the money, but also with the work they're supposed to be doing. Sometimes
Oh yes.
people try to, cut corners. They charge you full price, and they're using less expensive materials. So they're saving money with what they're purchasing and installing, and they're trying to get the full price of it, charging the full price of it when they only use a fraction in materials that cost a fraction of what was budgeted. So that's another aspect of integrity.
Yes.
Hmm.
But we got some good men at St. Paul, and hopefully they'll continue working. And the ones that are really doing the work will inspire the others. Come on and let's get it done.
And that's true too, to be an inspiration for others. Cause so it's almost like a contagion. Being faithful encourages others to be faithful. Well, if he's being faithful, then I should be faithful. It's almost like you're lifting a standard that everybody else has to sort of step up to. And it affects the quality of the actual outcome of whatever is being produced. I would like to see us as men decide to not only build relationships with each other, but also, kind of do projects with our members. I visit some houses, and sometimes the step is broken, or the railing is loose, or a screen door is off the hinge, or the screen needs to be reattached or something. And that's one of those things we gotta, kind of keep up with brothers about is, being steadfast, being an example. So, doing that with our, and maybe even adopting some particular community program, a community project or something. That way, we're also working together. Because integrity also, when you talk about honest and trustworthy men, we're not talking about one man. We're talking about a group of men.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about a group that's working together, and some may have skills in one area of construction, another with another, but they complement each other, and they
That's right.
don't try to undermine each other's work, make the other look bad because they recognize they're all a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful example.
Yeah, that is powerful. Things you can't get things done all by yourself. It always needs some help. Somebody knows something more than you do. Don't get yourself thinking you know more of everything. So men's coming together, working with one another, get a whole lot done.
That's right. That's right. They're directed. And notice nobody has a specific name. It's not about a particular individual. It's about all of them together.
Right.
It's like this money from the supervisors, or it's more than one person. They were honest and trustworthy men. And so it's it's groups of brothers. Maybe one is fixing the outer walls, another is fixing maybe the stairwell, another one's working on the gates that have been burned down, and someone else is fixing the roof or either
Well,
salvaging.
I have seen a lot of work like that at St. Paul. Men come in, need some repair around the church, and had different towns come in and brought the towns and got things done. So we got some men that got a lot. We got a lot of talented men in St. Paul,
I just saw Brother
and
Willie taking the
be
trash
willing
up
to
to
do the
the
work.
curb. I just saw Brother Willie taking the trash up to the curb.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And so he's, making sure that that's being taken care of tomorrow. And that's part of his being faithful.
yes,
Come into the church, it's going to be done. He doesn't have to be asked. He doesn't have to be, assigned. He just knows that's what he does.
yes,
And the church is benefited from people who are faithful. They do what they're asked to do, and they do it
yeah,
in excellence. So not only is it trustworthy as it relates to the money, but the quality of what they do.
right.
You have people who have a reputation for doing things extremely well, like they're real sticklers for, they really make sure that what they do is done well. As trustworthiness also has to do with one's reputation.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
You tell me one time and you tell me the second time. The next time, I'm not gonna believe you.
That's it. Now, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. And you wind up with brothers who say they're gonna do something and they don't do it.
yeah,
You're like, oh, what happened? Oh man, I meant to call you, but so and so and so and so. That make you not want to use them next time. You be like,
yeah.
yeah, no, I'll be good. I'm all right. I'm all right. I handle it, bro.
A lot of times, bro, that men don't do things like that. They miss out a lot of time. They miss out on their blessings.
Yeah, that's for sure. Man, that's for real. That's for real.
If you're part of something, doing something, you can always know you may pick up
Mm,
something that you can use or benefit you in some type of way. So stay a part of things. Don't walk away just because it's not going the way you want. Stay a part
mm,
of it,
mm,
and that's what you call a man of faith, staying a part of something, whether
mm,
he agree with it or not.
mm, mm, mm. That's a good point. I think maybe what you just hit the nail on the head. That while we do this men's observance, we're reminded of what integrity means or what faithfulness means.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we can get distracted by stuff that's going on, and we don't stay tuned. We just kind of tune out.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of drift off. And so maybe lifting this up during Men's Month will also be a force,
That'll be
a
good.
force, yeah,
That'll be good.
a real encouragement to get people to remember what they're supposed to do. We should probably do like on the fourth Sunday, kind of a commissioning experience. Bring all the brothers and just kind of do a commitment pledge together to be faithful.
That sounds good.
On that fourth Sunday, a pledge of faithfulness. Lord,
Hey, you got
thank
something planned for 4 Sundays already?
not other than the word and worship, but something like a commissioning service.
No.
To give us that
Work that up
final
and,
push.
and get somebody to speak on that on the behalf of faithful men, and ask them to come. You never know,
Ask. You have
right?
not because you ask not. No, you're right.
Right.
In 5 minutes or so we have left, we just want to highlight that every day, beginning tomorrow, our prayers start tomorrow for men. Men being faithful. We got a new prayer line, I want to share the phone number.
Oh,
of
have
the new- Yes, sir. You don't have to put
let me
it.
write it down so if I have a chance, I'll try to join in.
Yes, sir. You don't have to put in a code. All you got to do is, just put it up
Okay.
and just dial it in, and you don't have to. It's 551 240 6325. 551 240 6325. And we're just gonna, kind of have that. Tomorrow would be a prayer for men and God to help us to be faithful, to be integrous, to be committed, dedicated, to be, resourceful and resilient, to work as a team, and, to stay focused.
Yeah, I'm asking men of St. Paul, this is our month. Let's show up, show what we can do, and show what we're about. So I'm asking men of St. Paul and listen to this program, pass along to the next brother, that let's show up and show what St. Paul is about.
So every day at noon, family, except on Sundays, even on Saturdays, we have noon prayer, and the number is 551 240 6325. And you'll certainly want to be a part of that prayer line as we come on and it's only about 3 or 4 minutes. If you try to tune in at 12:05, you'll get the theme music from the free conference call system. It'll be jazz or something. It won't be prayer. We don't take long on that thing. But I think it's a powerful witness of being on and in prayer every day. We want to pray for the Men's Day, that men get saved, that young men get saved, that God restore men to the fellowship, and that God would strengthen our relationships, and God would allow us to be brothers in Christ and to be men of integrity and trustworthy. So I think we have a tremendous mandate. The Holy Spirit has given us this passage for a reason. I like that it's a part of a reconstruction program, that they are part of rebuilding and learning how to work together, and that it takes the skill set of several people collectively. It's not just one person doing everything, but a lot of different people. In order for there to be supervisors, there must be at least a few hundred, or at least 100 or so workers. You need at least one construction supervisor per 20 people or so. Who knows? But maybe certain sections of it have to be directed, and the supervisor really just makes sure the right people are in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Keep it moving. So so we're going to end with that. Do you have any other admonitions for the brothers? Any other advertising or any other words of encouragement?
All I'm just asking for the men to show up and this month. Let's do a good job. And let's show what St. Paul is about. Let's not be not good soldiers to St. Paul. Let's show what St. Paul is about. We've been here, we're gonna be here.
And audience, please write us and let us know how you feel about the episodes of The Struggle is Real, The Struggle Continues.
And also, if you got something you want us to talk about or something,
there you go.
Let us know.
Yeah, tag us. Absolutely. We'd love to have it. If you have a person that you love to be on this podcast, we'd love to talk to them as well.
Right.
And so we appreciate very much all of your support. And until then, thank you so much. God bless you, young man. Get some rest, because 5 a.m. 5 a.m. don't play, bro.
No, 4 a.m. don't play.
4 a.m. is even come even faster. Lord. Yeah.
Yes.
God bless you. Appreciate you. I'm enjoying you, young man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the